there just rotating drills with you.
Awesome. It's good to have him back. Good to have him back in the building, in the QB room again. Man, just like I've said, man, he's been a big brother to me since my first day in the league, since I got drafted, the day I got drafted. So, man, I know he's got my back. I got his back, and I'm excited to go through this year with him, man. He's going to add a lot to our QB room. I mean, that's the goal for us, is to have the best QB room in the league. And, man, we're pretty damn close if we're not there. But I'm super excited just to have him in the room. Another guy, again, who's done it. Got to watch him do it last year. Got to learn a ton from him, and I'm going to continue to learn as much as I can from him. You know, take all the advice that he's got for me this year.
This has come as a shock to you when John and Kyle shared it with you a few days ago, or did you kind of see this might evolve the last few weeks?
Yeah, not necessarily a shock. I kind of knew. You know, he's always been on the roster, and I see him around every day. We talk almost every day, so definitely not a shock. But was excited for Nate that he got another opportunity for sure. Didn't know that was for me. What I didn't know would happen between with Nate and Brock, and how many quarterbacks and guys, everything with cut day. So this week's been a little bit, ups and downs. Lost some guys that I was pretty close with, but it's just how it goes. But no, it definitely wasn't, I don't think, a shock. But like I said, man, it's great to have him back.
Did you have any trepidation at all when they first mentioned it to you?
What'd you say?
Did you have any trepidation at all when they first mentioned it to you?
Could you define trepidation?
Nervousness, anxiety.
No, not at all. I was super excited. Like I said, man, he's done it. And for him, I mean, I'm gonna use him as a huge resource for me throughout this whole entire year. And I know, man, he's always been willing to help me out. So I'm super excited for it.
Said he made it a point to speak with you before they re-signed Jimmy. What was his message to you in this conversation?
Just that nothing changes. Just like I said, makes the QB room all that much better. Another great resource for me, a guy that's played in this offense, a guy that's done it, who's played a lot of ball. So for me, it's, just I'm going to use it. My mindset on it is just Jimmy's going to be a huge resource for me, as he always has been since draft day.
The conversations that you had with Jimmy before he was coming back for sure, you said that you talked about life. Does it shift now to more football talk?
Yeah, I mean, we're around each other a lot more. So we're around each other in meetings, around each other, in the building more, lift, workouts, everything like that. So definitely we get to talk more ball, which has been awesome. Him watching practice with us, meeting with us, just him being back around, it feels great.
What was your first interaction with him like after you found this out?
We talked the night that the news broke, just on the phone. We texted, and then I saw him in the morning. That next morning we had practice, so came in. We had talked at his locker for a little bit. I mean, it was all love. Nothing's changed between us. He's like, man, I can say it a million times, but he's been my big bro, and nothing's gonna change there.
The one and you were the two last year, and everything's a competition in the NFL. What changes now that you're the one and he's the two? Is it just the same kind of competition, or does the relationship have to change a little bit?
No, I don't think the relationship changes the dynamic. It's different, the role or different roles. But like I said, man, he's still gonna be a huge resource for me. I'm gonna be able to ask him questions, bounce ideas off him, watch tape, plays in practice, asking him after each play, what did he see? Just like same thing I could do with Nate, and same thing I could do with Brock, and same thing I could do with all of our QB coaches.
You do have a guy who started a lot of games on this team, won a lot of big games. People are going to be looking to him if there's a couple bad series. I'm sure you understand that. Does that put some more pressure on you?
No. For me, I'm worried about what the guys in the locker room think, what I think, what the coaches think, what the guys in this organization think. Outside of that, I know, there's Jimmy, there's Trey, there's all that. But this is going to be a collaborative group, and I know Jimmy's going to have my back through it all.
Well, was it normal having him there in practice? Like just the same old Jimmy, same old?
It was super normal, actually. You guys probably wouldn't even believe it, but it was fun to have him around. He's a high-energy guy, in the huddle, outside of the huddle, in the locker room, whatever it is. He's a great dude to have around, and, I'm super glad he's back.
Did you have meetings before practice? Was that the first time, he was back in the team, in a meeting, that kind of thing?
The day after he signed, I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, I think. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, Tuesday was his first day back in the building. So yeah, we met Tuesday, got to talk. Him and Greasy and Clay got to talk. But yeah, man, it's gonna keep growing. I'm super excited for it.
Hear Jimmy, he's got that megaphone. Is that something as a quarterback that you work on, and something that you've talked to him about, how loud he projects?
Yeah, absolutely. For him, I think it definitely comes probably a little bit more naturally. He's got a little bit, I got to try to talk with a deep voice a little bit better, so I don't sound 22. But no, definitely. I mean, that's one of the many things that I know he's going to bring. Just like I've said, man, a resource for me, bounce ideas off of, get advice from, and continue to learn as much as I can.
About role reversals, like one of it is leadership. Is it strange? He was a leader of this team for a long time, and now it's you, and he's giving it to you, and he's right here. Why is that a little strange?
I'm sure from the outside looking in, but I guess from our team, nothing's changed. You know, Nate obviously left, got a new opportunity in Detroit, and Jimmy's in his spot. So for me, my mindset, nothing changes. I don't think for our team, organization, really anything changes. But it's obviously, like I said, just another upgrade to the QB room.
What kind of summer do you think you've had, Trey, and what areas do you think you've been good at, and what areas do you think maybe need more improvement?
Yeah, I've had a great, off-season and training camp. I think things have went well. I've gotten to know the guys better and the new guys, Ray, gotten to throw with George and Debo and some of those guys I didn't get to work with this off-season as much. Ups and downs for sure. I mean, there's every day going against our defense and the stuff we do. We got to be ready to go. So I think my mental toughness, my mentality has changed in a good way. And, there's ups and downs to every day, every rep. So I'm learning as much as I possibly can. Yeah, there's countless areas that I know I'm going to continue to improve on, and countless areas that I have improved on as well.
Kyle say, hey, Trey, we might do this with Jimmy. If you don't want to do it, let me know. Was that any part of this discussion?
No, it's not my decision. It's an organization decision. But when they told me, and I knew, like I said, Jimmy's been on the roster, on the team this whole entire time. So obviously I knew it was a possibility to bring him back. And there's been no bad blood at all between me and Jimmy since day one. So I was all arms open, excited to have him back.
Early in the process, but what's the dynamic of the quarterback group with Brock in there, obviously, between all three of you guys?
Yeah, Brock's done a great job, and he's been awesome. I was super excited for him. Everyone congratulated him that he made the roster, man. I was super excited for him, and he deserved it. He earned it this whole preseason, the whole training camp, even going back to OTAs, man, the way he handles himself. He's actually older than me, so that bugs me a little bit. But it's been great having him in the room. The way he's picked up the offense so fast, his footwork, everything is still improving, and he's doing a great job. Great guy to be around. Appreciate it, guys.
Back in the swing of things, I think. It'll take a couple days to get back into it, but no, it's nice to see you guys again, man. It's been a while.
Spoke to you last, it was February 1st, and there was some question about whether you would need surgery on your thumb, and the thought was that your shoulder would heal on its own. Can you kind of take us through the timeline on how things proceeded from that point forward?
Yeah, well, it actually turned out the other way. The thumb wasn't as serious as the shoulder was, so the thumb kind of tacked down. I mean, we did rehab and stuff like that, but it really took care of itself. Didn't need surgery or anything like that, so that was nice. But the shoulder, we tried to do. I really don't like to get surgery if I don't have to. So I was really in the thought of, I could rehab this thing. I played 3-4 games on it, whatever. I think I could get through this. After about 3-4 weeks of that, just wasn't happening, wasn't working, and we were like, all right, we got to, get the surgery. So that's when we made that choice, and, I'm happy the way it worked out. I don't think it was the exact way I wanted it to work out, but, everything happens for a reason.
In making that choice, were you aware that, okay, this could really scuttle any trade scenario that was happening?
Yeah, I mean, you know in the back of your head that could happen, but you got to take care of your body. I mean, it's if your body's not going to be able to go out there and perform, then, what are you worth? So I had to get that taken care of. That was priority one, and the rest took care of itself, I think.
This whole period of limbo like for you? I mean, it seemed like, you could have maybe asked for something or the Niners have done something, but...
Yeah, it was weird. It was different than any situation I've ever been in. I've been in some weird ones too, so that's saying something. But no, it was. I think things worked out for the best. It was a lot of ups and downs, rocky roads here and there. But I think throughout the whole thing, I'm happy with where I'm at. Happy to be with the Niners. I think the Niners are happy to have me back, and it's. I think things are working out pretty well.
You report to training camp on time. You're out there, during some practices, running. At what point did it cross your mind and become a conscious thing? Like, you know what, I could end up back here.
Really wasn't on my mind, to be completely honest. I mean, I was training out here. I had to be here, so I was here for that reason. But I don't know. I was just trying to get my body right, like I was saying, getting the shoulder right. I felt very confident out there, and I knew that I was ready to roll. I just needed to figure out where it was, and things kind of fell into place these last couple days, really, just right before it all happened.
Why didn't you at any point just say, hey, I've done some good stuff here, release me, let me go find a place?
Well, that just wasn't the way I wanted it to go. I think that there was a thought of that at one point. Trust me, there was. But that came and went, and I don't know. Things just kind of kept falling into place. And I'm one of those people that I don't want to really ruffle the feathers too much here and there, and kind of want to just go with the flow. And that's kind of the way the training camp was going, and I was happy with it. And like I said, things worked out, and I'm happy now.
There was a deadline here essentially for this to happen. What made you want to come back here specifically versus, hey, they could have released you and you could have explored those?
A lot of things, actually. I think just the opportunity to be with the same team that I'm familiar with, offense I'm familiar with, coaches, players, all that stuff really played a big role in it. Seeing the other opportunities that were out there, and just, you weigh in the pros and cons of everything. Trust me, there was a lot of back and forth going on just with other teams and what I wanted my future to look like. And so this is what I wanted. I'm happy the way it worked out. And, it's just the familiarity, I think, was a big part of it.
When you're doing that, how much are you thinking of, you mentioned the future, how much are you thinking of what is best for me to position me next off season to go?
I mean, you always have to think about that. It's as much as you're in it, for the wins and everything like that, you got to look into the future a little bit, contract situations and all that. And I think everybody does that to a certain degree, and you have to be smart in that sense of it. But it's at the end of the day, I'm a 49er right now, and I'm happy about that.
The ability to talk to other teams this summer. Was there ever a situation where a team came to you and said, "We'd want to trade for you under a certain contract, under a contract reduction"? Did it come to that point with any team?
Not to that degree. A little different verbiage, I guess you could say. But there was a lot of discussions with other teams.
Did you check with Trey just to make sure he was okay with it, or you just know he'd be okay with it?
I mean, talking to Kyle and John, they were pretty clear about it. Didn't directly talk to Trey about it, but Kyle and John said that they had talked to him and everything. And I mean, me and Trey, honestly, I know a lot of stuff gets made in the media and like that, but we have a good relationship, man. It's so I mean, everyone could say what they want and everything, but I mean, we went through it last year. It's very similar to this situation, so it's not like we haven't done it before.
Two more. It almost never happens like this, though, where the former starter comes back and stays as the backup. Is it a little bit of a blow to your ego? Is it a little bit tough to, kind of wrap your mind around you are no longer the starter? You won a lot of big games here, and you're coming back as the backup.
I mean, yeah, if that's gonna take a blow to your ego, you got to check your ego a little bit. But no, I think you got to know who you are in this league, who you are as a player, who you are as a person, and I think that's gonna carry you a long way. And so that's why I'm really not too concerned about that.
Is your shoulder 100% game ready and recovered, or are you still ramping that up?
I mean, just with practice, every day it'll help a little bit more and more. Just get more and more used to it. But yeah, I feel good with it. Feel very confident. I'm happy with where it's at. All right, good seeing you guys.